people have asked me what are some of the what do you think are the most important things when it comes to quitting alcohol? And my answer has usually been, first and foremost, I don't have the answers. I don't know. I'm not an expert. All I can do is speak to my own experience and what I've heard from other people. But I am 100% convinced that loneliness is a major factor in this. And I don't mean isolation. I don't mean being apart from other people. I mean that I think that a lot of people associate themselves with people that are incredibly superficial and fake and not real. And therefore you can't ultimately trust these people. Therefore, you can't connect at a deep level, which I think is an incredibly important human need that all of us have, is to be able to be vulnerable and connected and real and authentic with somebody, with people, with a handful of people. And I think that's lacking without question. I think the data is very clear on that through work that's done for people like Brené Brown and things that Jordan Peterson talks about, Gabor Mate. People that are specialists in this space talk about it very openly. We're a very disconnected, very lonely culture. So I think that getting really serious about connecting with people, starting to distance yourself from the people that you don't feel like you can trust is a huge thing, and finding people that you can trust and that will understand your journey is vital, absolutely vital. To have another human being or another couple people understand and have empathy and understanding for the process you've gone through or that you're going through is super important. So loneliness is a huge thing. Having something worthwhile to look forward to from a creative or vocational standpoint. Creativity can manifest in everything is creative. People that work on engines are creative. Everything is creative, it just manifests in different ways. Creativity is super important. Some type of creative outlet, something to look forward to is vitally important. They say that boredom is a major factor in why people have struggles with alcoholism and drugs. I can understand that. Boredom has not really typically been an issue for me because I find everything fascinating, but I can relate to that. So if you're struggling with it, if that's something that you want to do, you have to learn how to mitigate that. You got to find something to occupy your time, find something to get interested in, something to take up your time, something to give you that excitement, because boredom is a disaster. And finding ways to be courageous. The quote that to give up courage is to take hold of despair is something that's rang in my ears for the last however many years, and I see it in my own self in certain ways, where there's something I want to do, but I talk myself out of it for whatever reason. Usually, it has to do with my own ridiculously obnoxious judgment of my own self. But that to me is something that I think a lot of people struggle with. We've given up courage in a lot of different areas. We've all had our dreams and things that we've hoped in, and we give up on it. And when we give up on it, we simultaneously, by default, without question or equivocation, take hold of despair, and we can't. There is no alternative. That is what's going to happen. So it's almost like, be courageous no matter what. Like, I'd rather die than give up courage, because if I give up courage, I know that I'm going to take hold of despair and hopelessness, and that's a very dark and not a worthwhile place to continue to live in. So if there's something that you want to do that requires courage and it's right and good, not going to harm somebody, then by all means go do it. And again, that comes back to having the right people around you that aren't going to condemn you and judge you and aren't going to be like crabs in a bucket that are going to hold you down. If you're around people that are living life at a particular level, and if you start to rise out of that and they're going to try to pull you back down, they're not your real friends. And you need to really analyze that.